Hey everybody, sorry I had to record in the bathroom here because I had to poop again. So I just ate noodles with a lot of yucky food. Apparently it has to be fried. And now this hits me really hard when I try to poop within 5 minutes. Technically, this wasn't true based on what it looks like. It is totally obvious that this bathroom was still the same. No upgrades, nothing. If there were any deliveries that came by and say, well, this must need at least over 30 delivery boxes that came to each company. For example, like FedEx, UPS, Amazon, whatever company that they have. It has over 60 million boxes that needed to be delivered within amounts of places that they've been going through. Every address that the house has will know whose person that they can really read off at. I was planning to do a video today. It seems like I've been doing vlogs lately. So this is the reason why you cannot see things clearly, because it was caught off guard. The door on the left is locked. You can't open it because my mom is away. What I do now is just chill here within the rest of my eternity. I'll be filming another video or vlog possibly October. And then moving forward, we'll continue based on everything getting set up and organized properly. The Halloween party is scheduled on the last day of October, which is 2 months away from that. At this point in time, no other things have been planned yet, rather than going to festivals and watching the NFL. I consider having the most teams in each part of their own legacy will provide much more detail than you ever really consume. It's best just to make the whole entire video about them reacting to it, and it is easier if they would just hold the camera in a certain position that is facing towards the stadium. If the camera was not facing to the arena, that means the camera is facing away from you. The security would say, no recording here. People would often feel miserable because if they try to record stuff, then there would be a situation where they now have to face regret. The eternity was not really that simplified, although there is one big mistake that can happen easily. You know, when something was opened by itself, you notice that the creature was certainly behind all of this. The security footage out there might remind us that somebody was being broken in. I wouldn't really have to deal with all that nonsense because it's like you're giving a hard time, focusing on the drama that they've been doing and not noticing any effect that was trying to overlap each material, because something that would actually fall or the broken glass. Okay? And normally it is fragile. It might turn into bits and bits of pieces. There are like chunks of it too. It would cost over $1,000 just to pay worthless of the money. The amount of budget that you're using is really simple, not that hard. You can subtract the amount of things that you want to buy as a new item. We cannot just spend outlast of their income. Otherwise, they would go bankrupt easy. Like, it is not possible for them to do that. Let's say when they walk to a casino and they beg for gambling stuff. There's like a machine where you slide the card and then you start placing the symbols that are equally the same. So you can just gamble for $50,000. It's obvious that you can just pay enough money to buy a certain amount of objects. For example, like Lamborghinis and many other frequent things that are really high advanced. Typically, everything that they have was being sold out. The person who restocks the shelf might have to lower the discount. For example, if the prices were like 20% or less, that means it would go all the way down to $30 a month. It's because of the tax inflation that was happening. There is no tax on tips needed when you buy something that is over in process. I consider many people used to pay with their credit cards. Cash is one of them too. So these benefits might occur to what you have in your wallet. Those were the awards that you might consider having within the next 2 years. If they don't bring it along with them, it would easy to get lost instantly. You ask somebody to look for the money that was being dropped. If it's not there, don't pick up. Have someone just say, "Did you lose anything?" And the customer would say, "Yes, I lost the money on the floor." And the guards were able to find out where the money was based on the supermarket or anything like that. All comes to an end, nothing was found. So then people have been falling asleep on the job lately. What they do is, most criminals were like theft. Sometimes people might took it away from them knowing that they have their belongings in case if they're not pivoted into one single motion. Listen, I know you can bring your stuff along with you, but please keep it in your hand alongside. Otherwise, you might lose it again afterwards. Police officers can suspect 20 people that were trying to be suspicious or anything like that. Moreover, there is no other miscommunication rather than talking to the security or any other person that you might recognize from the New York Police Department or any other rescue opponents. They were tremendous. We can highly expect everybody just to be safe around. Not anything could be cursed. While anything starts to shrug out, the more preferences that they would have to deal with. It's like you're giving them a hard time when they face a lot of tragedy. Whenever they're in court, people would say, this law should provide it along with documents that are needed just to show evidence. And then the officer would say, here, I have it along with me. There are certain papers and many other things shown in the picture below of a suspect that was being taken from hostage. Later on, they might count the verdict, whether if they're guilty or not. So the witness would come and say, this guy was bad. He needs to start paying more attention to what they respect each other. Like, there is nothing to deal with. If he starts to act up again, he's evil. And then the other witness would come up and start talking over and over again, unless if they would count as beneficial. It's true. If they provide bullying in that place, they don't have to deal with this nonsense at all. We can find someone that is really nice to them, of course. No matter what we deal with, it is our fairness towards each other. We must respect each other's boundaries based on what we know so far. If the person tries to hit other people in a public area, that would be a mischievous idea. They would think it's personal just to have it in a certain commotion. I spotted a boy that was screaming with no shirt, no pants, and just running around being naked across the street. Everyone was so shocked, thinking that it was a blonde hair guy, which is kind of similar to what other boys have. You know, my hair doesn't look colored because I didn't buy any hair products that was being hair dyed within 6 months, which is crazy, of course. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this will help you, and see you next time.